That's why I call the deepest existential or spiritual impulse within us is irrational, which means it transcends ego, transcends self. It's operating from a whole other dimension. It has a whole other intention. What it really wants is our awakening from the egoic dream state that's consumed with wanting. That's all. Existence wanting to have a full consciousness of itself. That's the spiritual impulse. Life wanting to recognize what it is, wake up to itself, come into a consciousness of itself. That's the spiritual impulse. And the beautiful thing about that impulse, which is right there, it's embedded actually in that invisibility, in that invisible presence that you are. This impulse, that's where it is. You'll never really find it in the ego mind, because the ego mind always wants what's good for itself. Again, that's neither good nor bad nor right nor wrong. It's just the way it is. But in this other place, in this, for the lack of a better way of speaking about it, the dimension of spirit, invisible presence, it's life seeking to wake up to itself, this presence seeking to become self-aware, self-conscious. And the nice thing is not that we end up getting everything we want. If you want to get everything you ever wanted, I'll tell you, enlightenment isn't for you. That's why one spiritual teacher, Ramesh Balsekar, Indian guy, had said, if you have the choice between $1 million and enlightenment, take the $1 million. Because at least you'll end up with something. Enlightenment, you'll end up with nothing. But boy, what a nothing it is. My God, what a nothing it is. And it's so strange. And the happiness doesn't come because we got everything we wanted. The happiness comes because we realize we don't need this spiritual presence. It doesn't need anything to be happy. That's the happiness. Does that make sense? It's not the happiness of everything worked out. My life actually ended up just the way I manifested everything I ever wanted. I'm driving a Bentley and in a big house and I'm wearing spiritual clothing. Do you know? It's because from the perspective of that spiritual presence, its nature is well-being, happiness. For no reason. Nothing needs to happen. Things will always happen. Your life will progress, right? It'll continue along its way. You may or may not get the success your mind wanted. You may or may not become the thing that your mind wanted to become. But the nice thing is, none of that ultimately has relevance anymore. It happens or it doesn't. And that's it.